Hello everybody, the Quiet Atheist here yet again with another very interesting video for you guys today. Now, before I get into anything regarding this video, I wanted to let you all know, as usual, that all relevant information for the topic that I'm going to be addressing in this video today will be provided in the description down below for everybody to take a look at, just in case you guys are interested. Now, before we get into the actual meat and potatoes of this video, guys, there are a couple of things that I do actually want to go over first, because I actually think that it's very necessary to do so. Now, the first must be, I want to basically give you guys an apology, and the reason why I say that is because of the fact that there have been a lot of times this past week where I have not uploaded a lot of videos. And the reason for that is because of the fact that I have been waiting on some specific information in order to make this presentation for you guys today. The good news is I received this information via Twitter from a really good friend of mine on there, and that is why I'm going to continue with this project here now. Now, feel free to let me know what you guys think of this video in the comment section down below once you finish watching it, because I would actually be interested in seeing what you guys have to say about this serious topic. Now, last but not least, guys, I want to make it known that I'm making this video because I actually choose to make it. I am not making this video because people are telling me to do so. Now, some of you might find that a little odd to mention, but the reason why I am mentioning it in the first place is because of the fact that I've noticed that there have been a lot of people here on YouTube who have been going around basically trying to tell people what they can and cannot talk about on their channels when it comes to religion via Islam or Christianity, if you will. Now, personally, I think that this is rather ridiculous, and people do not have a right to tell others what they can and cannot talk about on their channels. I think that is simply nonsense. Even I, on occasion, have had people message me telling me that I should talk about Islam more because it is actually the most dangerous religion out there at the moment. And I do agree. But that's not going to change me as far as content on my channel is concerned. I will continue to talk about Christianity as well, mainly because I have a background in Christianity. I was raised in Christianity, and that is why I continue to be vocal about Christianity time and time again. And no, that does not mean that I am ignoring Islam. I'm not a Muslim apologist. That is simply ridiculous. But yet, I continue to see this claim time and time again. And I notice so many holes within this argument, it is not even funny anymore. Point is, guys, I want to make it perfectly known that I will talk about whatever I want to talk about on my channel when it comes to religion. Plain and simple. Do I acknowledge the dangers within Islam? Yes, I do. But I also acknowledge the problems that Christianity causes as well. And that's the whole point that I am literally trying to make here. So guys, when I think about the name Muslim apologist, the whole concept, the whole idea is simply absurd to me. People use this name as much as they use toilet paper to wipe their own ass. It is absolutely hilarious and is only specifically designed right now to stop a conversation dead in its tracks, like racist, etc., etc. Not only that, guys, there is a hypocritical element to this as well. You see, some of these people are constantly on the backs of the SJWs and feminists, and rightfully so, for using words to stop a conversation like racist, misogyny, patriarchy, and sexist. Yet, these same exact people who are doing this are speaking out of the other side of their mouth in regards to stopping a conversation when they use the overused names like regressive, PC liberal frag, Muslim apologist, and PC pussy. And I know that they will try to justify their approach with something that they have concocted. It's like a tribalistic mentality with a double standard. Everything that is being done out there isn't cool unless we're doing it. So with that said, guys, there's something else that I would like to comment on when it comes to this hypocrisy that I do notice. I was recently in a hangout with some people, and we were talking about Islam and Christianity. Some of these people have the usual argument that we should be talking only about Islam because Christianity fails when the two are compared in regards to how violent the two ideologies are. The conversation was getting way out of hand, and that is when I decided to share my thoughts on something. I argued that there is no difference between the two except for interpretation and taking things out of here and putting other things in there, basically. Those are the only differences. I said that Jesus was mentioned in the Quran several times, along with Noah. Even when Muhammad went to the top of the hill, allegedly, who did he talk to? The Archangel Gabriel himself. This was ignored, obviously, and they were continuing to call me a Muslim apologist. Christopher Hitchens himself, guys, said that Islam in its entirety is nothing more than a cheap carbon copy of Christianity. A big, steaming pile of plagiarism, essentially. But nope, I was still a Muslim apologist. Link to Hitch will be in the description, guys. So then we got into another argument in regards to which text is more violent, the Bibles or the Qurans. The conclusion that some of us reached was the fact that both sets of text are violent. They both promote violence. Oh no, these people were not having any of it. It was almost like they jumped out of their skin and their brains spontaneously combusted. One of them requested that I show them a verse in the Bible that was violent or completely advocated for the violence towards another human being. One of the ones that I mentioned was Leviticus 20:13. If a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them shall be put to death for their abominable deed. They have forfeited their lives. Now I want you guys to pay attention because this is where the hypocrisy comes in, basically. All of their reactions to this were the exact same. You're taking it out of context. That is part of the Old Testament, and nobody pays attention to it anymore. Jesus changed the laws, etc., etc. Now, keep in mind, guys, this was actually coming from atheists themselves. They never acknowledged, though, that Jesus allegedly said, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For I tell you truly, until heaven and earth pass away, not a single jot, not a stroke of a pen will disappear from the law until everything is accomplished." Now, the question is, who else has this same exact reaction when one brings up Bible verses like this? Christians. They come up with the same exact excuses all of the time during these discussions. In that hangout I was in, it was like arguing with a bunch of Christian apologists. The hypocrisy that was being displayed in that hangout was mind-numbing. They still have the audacity to call myself and others Muslim apologists with no evidence. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. So, here we have a place like Nice, France, guys, where people were having a great time during a celebration. All of a sudden, a truck loaded with weapons and hand grenades drove onto a sidewalk for more than a mile, plowing through Bastille Day revelers. 84 innocent people died that day, guys. Possibly even more by now, because there were people with several severe injuries. Some of these people that died were even children. Now, when I first heard this news being made public, I was like, what the hell is going on here? I actually tried to wrap my head around this whole thing, guys. The question kept coming to mind, what would motivate an individual to kill so many innocent people and children like this? So I continued to get deeper into the story. I eventually learned that the driver himself emerged with a gun and started shooting. I guess that running over innocent people wasn't good enough for this sick asshole. Something else came to my attention pretty much right away, too. While he was committing these horrific acts against these innocent people, he was simultaneously shouting Allahu Akbar. I knew at that moment that he was motivated by a religion, by an ideology known as Islam. Some people were saying that he was suffering from some sort of mental illness, I think. That may have been the case, but he was motivated by an ideology as well that gives him all of these empty promises in the end. An ideology that leaves a path of destruction everywhere that it goes. Muslims out there can deny this all they want, but we see the evidence. I tell you guys, one of the things that gets on my nerves the most is the fact that Muslims say that people who do these horrible things to other people are not Muslims. My question to you Muslims out there would be, what are they then? Are they Hindus, Christians, Amish, or are they from some other religion that you have never heard of? I guess that their whole idea, guys, is just to throw the no true Scotsman fallacy out there, turn their backs, and hope that the problem actually goes away. This problem isn't going to go away. In fact, it is only going to get worse. It is already at that point right now. How many more innocent lives have to be taken away before this ideology is actually put in its place? That is the question here. I know that you guys are no stranger to any of this, guys, but it seems to me that some people will do anything for a lie that basically sells them the fake disease to give them the fake cure. I'm no fortune teller and I don't even believe in that shit, but I can already see a big war in the future. Right now, Islam, from what I understand, is the fastest growing religion. Polls have even suggested that it will even beat Christianity in numbers within 50 years. Now, personally, guys, I actually think that it's going to happen much sooner. So, what does everyone think will happen when it comes to these two ideologies trying to implement their religious agendas in society? I have always been told that the first step to solve a problem is simply recognizing that there is one. Bottom line, if life means anything to you Muslims out there, this ideology has to go through a massive reformation because there are too many innocent lives at risk. Those innocent people in Nice, France, did not deserve to die. And that is all that I have to say about this.